going live. So it's, well, you'll see when it goes green.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm checking. I'm not updating every other second, so it should be I should be there in time. Oh, now I think we're live. Look at that now. Beautiful.
hmm
With that said, I want to say welcome, very much welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast, episode 237, 237, sorry. And it has been a beautiful Wednesday, at least here where I live so far. So my question goes to you, my dear friend Q. How has your Wednesday been so far?
Pretty chill, pretty chill.
Yeah?
I did spend the day being quite a bit productive, I would say, for this morning.
Good, good.
I did talk about, wanting to get back into, creating stuff on YouTube and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And I spent some time working on this channel that I've been trying to work on, which is for eFootball. As you guys know, I play a lot of eFootball. You can see the footage on the
yeah.
screen. And I just figured, you know what, for the longest while I've been wanting to stream eFootball and do content on eFootball and stuff like that. But the problem with how YouTube is that if you start putting a lot of content about a specific thing, it will cannibalize whatever other stuff you have on your channel, because YouTube sort of like typecast your channel. So this is a
Mhm.
FPS channel, or this is a
Yeah,
FIFA
yeah.
channel, or this is whatever have you. So in the past, I've put eFootball stuff on, on Simply Binge on this channel here, and it's affected the other stuff on the channel,
Yes.
because whenever I put
True.
eFootball stuff on the channel, that does fine. Everything else is like YouTube just does not push it, because it's like this is not
Yeah.
what people want. And so I decided, you know what, I've got another channel. I'll use that for eFootball, and I'll just use this for, the gaming stuff, like I
Yes.
usually would want on it, the reviews and that kind of stuff. So I started working on this channel. I did a new banner, and set up the whole all the channel stuff. Those who've done a YouTube channel before know what I'm talking about.
Yep, yep.
And I worked on a channel trailer, and I uploaded that, and then I started working on a video for the first video on the channel. That video has been the audio has been edited already. The gameplay has to be added onto it. So I was planning to give it to Zavi to work on for me, but I think I'm gonna do it myself, because I did tell him the last time I was gonna teach him how to do, because he did an edit before, and I told him I'll teach him how to do a bit more creative, a bit more advanced editing. And because I did promise him that was what I was gonna do, if I just give it to him, it's going to take a little bit longer, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to take the
Yeah,
time.
initially it does. I mean, we've all been beginners. I
Yeah.
also know how that was when you started to make like a video and you're sitting there, oh, how was the command again for to split the clip? And oh, where's the audio? What's happening?
Yep.
Things like that. Hi, by the way, Miss A&R. Thank you for being
Oh,
here.
she's in
Nice
the
to have you
chat.
in the, yeah, hope you're fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
welcome to the chat, everyone who's here. But yeah, the thing is also because I'm also learning DaVinci Resolve. So I have,
Yeah.
for the past couple of years, I've used Vegas Pro and Adobe Premiere, and I've not used
Mhm.
DaVinci Resolve. And I've recently started using DaVinci Resolve, so I'm learning it as Xavi's learning it. So he's learning it,
Ah,
and I'm
yeah,
learning.
yeah.
Granted, because of the fact that a lot of these editing softwares have a lot of similarities, there are a lot of things that are
Yes.
similar in it, that like to Premiere or to Vegas. And so I can, there are things that, like for example, there are things that I asked him to do, and he's like, oh, I can't do it. And I'm like, it should just be like, I tried something that worked in Vegas. Oh, it
Yep.
works. I tried something that worked in
Yeah.
Premiere. Oh, that
No,
worked.
it's true. It's actually true. It is interesting when we start to talk about those softwares because I think I told you we talked about DaVinci earlier, and I
hmm
tried it out like almost a year ago, and it's
hmm
actually really good free
It
editing software.
is.
Indeed, indeed, it things has really become good when it comes to those things. Um, but it's the same actually when I think about making music because what you're using like a home studio, digital home studio today, that's called a DAW,
hmm
DAW. And in my case, I have learned Logic Pro when it comes to Apple. We've talked about that.
hmm
However, in the rehearsal space or studio that we have when it comes to the band, we're using two other softwares.
hmm
And of course, it's a bit like messy, and the layout is different and everything. But yes, as you said, there are certain commands, certain things that that you can find most likely under the same kind of labeling or whatever, the same kind of folder or stuff like that. So
hmm
if you've done it once, usually it goes faster to learn something similar that even though it's a different brand and they have their
hmm
own thing. So, Yeah,
Yeah, they
is
generally
what it is.
can do the same stuff. Like for example, if I want to do a bokeh effect, yeah, there's gonna be an option to do a bokeh effect. I can goose and
Yep.
blur somewhere. I'm gonna find a goose and blur somewhere in your settings for like I don't know like effects or something,
Mm.
and it's gonna have it there. If I want to fade
Yes.
in and fade out, the audio from something, there's gonna be an option to do that. It may not be exactly the same as how I may do it in one application, but it's gonna be there. Transitions are gonna
Yeah.
be there. There are gonna be transitions, and I have to say, I love the transition in DaVinci Resolve. I think they have way better transitions than, for example, Vegas Pro. I think with Premiere, there's a lot of stuff that you have to like add on to it, like plugins and stuff. I felt like DaVinci Resolve feels like a finished product. Like you
Yeah.
get in there and everything just is there. And
Mm.
so I'm not saying that you can't add more onto it because I can tell you can add plugins and stuff. But for what I've been using so far, chef's kiss. I love it.
Yeah.
So easily
Good. That
big.
sounds good. It's nice to hear that. Two things: both that you have been productive, of course, one, but also no, really, from a friend to friend, but also, of course, that you're enjoying DaVinci because, as said, I remember it was about a year ago or something like that, and I know
Mhm,
you and I've talked about this too. And I was just looking for alternatives. I
mhm,
know it was actually way back, but I
mhm,
have, yeah. Never mind. I was using Cyberlink like Power Director for many, many
mhm.
years, and then I wanted something like a bit better. And so yeah, I'm using Premiere Pro like
Yeah.
Adobe. That's what I'm doing, and
Mhm,
of course it's very good. But at the same time, there are options, and some of these, as you mentioned, DaVinci, for example, they have learned from the big like
mhm,
AAA softwares and taken features and made it as good as close as possible or
mhm.
even better to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So for sure, as I said, I was surprised or pretty amazed
Mhm.
when I tried out DaVinci myself.
Yeah.
So
It
if you're looking for free video editing software out there, guys, check out DaVinci.
yeah,
Again,
definitely.
it's free. It's free, as Q said, and it's a good one. It
It's
is a good
really
one.
good. It's really good.
Mm.
And I think if you can afford it, there's a paid option for DaVinci as well.
Yeah,
And the
there
thing
is.
the thing I like about DaVinci is that unlike Premiere, it's one time payment. Like this is how Premiere used to be. Adobe used to have their products where you could just pay an upfront fee and own the software.
Exactly. That's what I like. I still prefer that. And as you're writing here, me saying, or did Premiere Pro start charging subscription? Now, most of the
Yes.
Adobe products nowadays is like that. And I am not a huge fan of that, to be honest.
Mm-mm.
There are some things, and sometimes you want like a subscription, and you're fine with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a thing like this, especially for me, I use the editing software many, many times a week.
Hmm.
So I want to own it. I
Yeah.
want to own it, and yeah, that's basically it. I want to own it. So,
I think generally speaking that I think that's everyone who do a lot of editing, because the thing with Premiere is that the kind of thing they try to sell you on is that, oh, we'll give you a bunch of updates, so you're paying for
yeah,
these subsequent
exactly.
updates, because you could, like, if you had purchased an old version of Premiere with an old license, that should technically still be working fine. But
Mm,
with regards to the newer versions, they're all subscription. You have to pay for the subscription. With
exactly.
DaVinci, it's 235 quid to buy
Mm,
the license to have
yeah.
DaVinci Resolve Studio, right? I'm not too sure what's in Studio. I'm assuming it's gonna have a lot more, features that maybe for pros and stuff like that. And on their website, they show a lot of films that were edited on DaVinci Resolve, because the software is quite impressive as to what it can do.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very advanced piece of software,
Yeah.
and I love it. Like it
Mm.
it it looks amazing. It works really well. I'm enjoying working with it. It does take a bit of getting used to, as I said, if you're jumping from another software. But again, a lot of things are learnable if you've worked with other editing
Of
software.
course, it's always a learning curve.
Hmm.
That comes almost without saying. And as said before, I've experienced exactly the same thing when it comes to DAWs, when it comes to
Hmm.
music.
Yeah.
You just have to have those first days that might be a bit of anxiety because where is it? I know it's here, but where is it? And then to find it, things like that. But when you do, you start to get the flow, it's gonna be nice. One thing
Hmm.
I kind of because when it comes to the music making for me, I
Hmm.
have learned a lot of shortcuts and stuff like short commands
Yeah.
when it comes to Logic, which makes the workflow even faster.
Hmm.
But that's something I've been a bit lazy about when it comes to
Hmm.
video editing. I know a few for sure, but not in the same volume, if you will, as I do when it comes to Logic Pro. So I should start to look into that, but because it's very nice when you get that into the like system, the spine, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to move like by itself, and you
Yeah.
don't have to think so much
Mm-hmm.
and move the mouse all the time, if you will. So, well,
The thing for me
mm,
is I've done the same with some of the editing software that I've used, and just to answer a comment in the or respond
absolutely.
to a
Hello,
comment.
Kyle. By the way,
Welcome, Kyle. We will be getting to Dragon Ball Daima in a second.
yeah.
Just let us we're just rounding up the week, and then we'll start talking about that kind of stuff. So bear with us as we continue talking about software. So yeah,
The tech department, yes.
the technical department. So
Yeah.
I use, so for those of you who don't know, my keyboard is let me just see if I can show you my keyboard. It's a split keyboard, and
No, okay, yeah, you're using that, right?
it has keys on this side that are programmable. So
Mhm.
what I usually do is I program those keys for any macros and shortcuts that I need to
Yeah,
do
that's good.
to
That's
do on my
good.
shortcuts. Because yeah, I know the shortcuts for a few things. I've learned a few of the shortcuts in DaVinci Resolve because, like you say, no one wants to be like click, click, click. Especially if you're editing something for a long period of time, that's gonna hurt your hands after a while.
Yes.
So having a shortcut makes it so much easier to just get in there, boom, 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 shortcut. Especially for me, one of the most used shortcuts I use when it comes to editing is the cut. I need to know whatever I need to know to cut.
True.
Like
Now that's
I need
true.
that.
The cut is what you will need, what you will do the most, I would
Yes.
say.
Mm-hmm.
If you would check the volume after a week of editing, it would be a majority would be cutting, probably 75%. The rest is, fixing, putting together, using maybe effect or two, and
Mm-hmm.
not so much more. And then the rendering of the actual
Yes.
video and stuff like that. But cutting,
Mm.
oh my god,
That's 99% of editing there. It's
yeah,
sitting there and cutting, and that hurts. After a while, if you're just clicking right click,
yeah.
cut, go again. And especially if you have to click on some other thing in the app that you're using to then bring up the cut option. Like in the case with DaVinci Resolve, it's like a razor blade. So you click on this little blade.
Yeah, it's the same actually in Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
For me, it's C on the keyboard.
Yeah.
When I cut, so
Mhm.
it's yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, there you go.
I think in Vegas it used to be S. I think you'd press S on the keyboard,
really?
and
Okay.
that would cut. But again, macros are great. Another one thing I want to point out, this one I want to do a brief, much more brief than with DaVinci, is I haven't used Audacity in a while, bro. Audacity is gorgeous. Have you seen the latest version of Audacity?
Yes, I have. I don't use Audacity that often nowadays. I mean, you and I was actually the most I used it was when we weren't like streaming like this. We were recording the podcast, and that was it, not really streaming it, so you could see us, guys. Then I used Audacity quite some. I've done it, of course, quite for some commentaries, but usually what I do is that I do my commentary on my videos in Premiere Pro. So I edit, and of course then I use plugins in Premiere Pro. So everything is like in one software.
Oh, it's seamless.
Yeah, it's seamless.
That is cool. That is cool. Maybe I might try doing something like that with DaVinci in the future. But
yeah, do that. I think you should be able to. It might be. I don't know. That I don't remember from DaVinci, but it might even be some like stock plugins there that are already there for audio editing. I wouldn't be surprised if you find an equalizer, maybe a compressor,
it does have that
limiter, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So it should be doable, and you should probably get a good result doing so. Because it saves time, man. It's like, I mean, Audacity, as you said, it's really good. It's also free. It's a really good
free
software if you guys need to record audio. If you have a microphone and whatever or headset, and you need to do that, it's just really good. I know Isaac, my youngest son, is using that a lot when he's doing effects and things like that. He's pretty good with Audacity when it comes to not like, well, of course he can do regular whatever if you want to talk or something, but he mainly uses it when he's doing some effects and stuff for some of his videos, or and even when he's implementing things in the source engine when he's doing some weird shit. So sometimes I hear him up there, he's like, ugh! I hear something like that. What is he doing? He's doing kind of sound effect and tweaking it with and in Audacity. That's it.
It's a cool piece of software, and I think with the latest update 3.64, it has like something called the Muse Hub, which if I'm correct, is sort of like plugins hub full of plugins and stuff that people can use to adjust the audio and tweak it to their liking. So
Yeah.
just to shout out two good software that people should check
Mhm.
out if they do any sort of audio or video and you don't have the money to go there and spend a lot of money on something. DaVinci Resolve 19, get it. It's free.
Yeah.
If you can afford to pay for it, I would highly recommend paying the 200 is it 235 for it? I'd highly recommend
Yeah.
paying that price for it because one, it helps show companies that this is what we want as consumers. We want this model, not the Adobe model of subscriptions. As well as with Audacity, it's a free software. Support Audacity. I don't know if they have a support option on Audacity's website.
I think they have, actually. I think they have. It might be possible to donate through PayPal
Yes.
or something like that. So it should be possible. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If you can donate to these guys, they're amazing. Their software has helped me out a lot. It's helped us out a lot, and I think it's great software. So that's mostly been my week. It's just mostly been getting into this new software, getting the hang of things, getting my bearings, and doing some editing and having fun with it. And I have been having fun editing again. And that's great. I'm feeling creative again. I sat down and I wrote all for like most of this morning. I was sitting down typing, and I felt like me again. Like I was just like, for like I don't know how long I was sitting here typing, but it felt great. It felt again like I sat here and there was a point in time where I felt like, ooh, I want to stop. I felt like there was, I don't know if it's a weird anxiety or something, but I felt a moment where I was like, ooh, should I take a break? And then I stepped away for like a split second, a moment, and then I came back and I was like, nope, we're doing this. We're finishing this now. And I finished it. I finished what I was typing. I completed it. It was done. And then there was a choice of, do I record the audio now or do I let it wait? And I said, you know what? I'm recording the audio now. I'm doing it now. I'm getting it out of the way. Sat down.
Yeah, but
got it done.
That's good. At the same time, though, taking breaks, and we talked about that.
Yes,
It's good and it's essential.
Mhm.
I have started to become better when it comes to that, but I also sometimes push myself. Since I've been regular so long time now that it's like, I kind of enjoy editing to a certain extent, but it's also a bit tedious sometimes. I try to plan so I can make things maybe not all at once, if that makes sense. If possible. That doesn't work all the time, but it is what it is. But yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good, man. I'm happy to hear that you're
I'm back in the grind.
on that horse again.
I'm back in the grind. So you guys will be seeing new video content from me quite soon. So I will have something up, I think tomorrow actually. I think tomorrow, the one that I've been working on today would be done by tomorrow. And there's another one that I started working on like immediately after. The footage is it's already shot and everything like that. And the audio has been recorded, the voiceover and everything like that I wanted for it is already done. So it's just to smush it together, cut clips. I think that one I may want to make multiple videos out of because of how long the recording is. And that's going to be something that you guys will be able to see. I will post it on my socials and all these places and you guys can get a bit of it. Yeah. So yeah, that's must have been my week. I have been in creative mode. Raj, have you been in creative mode?
You know the answer to that. No, it's true. Yes, I've been creative. I've been continuing the grind. I'm like a bulldozer or something like
As you should.
For good and bad, I guess, But as said, I try to take the breaks necessary also. Yeah, it's kind of good. It's been a good week. I said already last week that it's been, well, still here at least. It's quite good weather. We've had pretty clear skies. The temperature has been, well, I can't really feel that it's like late October, if that makes sense. It's actually warmer than that.
Yeah.
Not complaining. I'm happy about that. It's nice walks. I still walk a lot.
As you should. It's good. It's a good habit to have.
It is good. And as I said, I've doubled because I usually take, I've said that I take the walk during the day and then also in the evening, which is great. And once again, after we're done with the podcast, I will take a small walk. It doesn't need to be long. It's just getting some fresh air and just stretching out a bit. It feels really good when it comes back.
I might do the same. I might do the same. Yeah.
Try to do those kind of things. I mean, it can just be like 15 minutes walking not like super fast pace, but at least stretching out the legs a bit when you're walking.
Hmm.
It's really good. It's done well. I've actually lost weight the last couple of weeks just because
What?
just because I've started to walk more.
Hmm.
But if you think about it, I've doubled my cardio
Hmm.
exercise, so it's not it's but it's good. It's actually I'm starting to get into a bit of a good shape again, even though I'm still like hurt and can't like work out
Hmm.
100%. But
Yeah.
yeah, that feels good. I walked past the mirror and I looked at ah look at that. You
But
know.
you know what? The thing is, that being said, you are already in good. Like you've always been in great shape. Because like even when I visited you a couple months ago, we went for long walks. We went for the
Oh, we
walks
did.
like
Yeah, we
proper
did.
long walks, and you were in perfect shape. We were climbing mountains or hills and going down to rivers and streams and all this sort of stuff, and you were
Yeah,
just
we did. Yeah, we
perfect.
did.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
we can say that you've just gotten into better shape, if anything. You know.
Yeah. See
So.
those contours. But even so, now, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's been nice. It's been good. Also been productive, as said. It was
Mhm,
nice also to see. I am slowly building up also the second channel I have. I don't
mhm,
do fuss about it. As I said,
mhm.
I post the production music there. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Mhm,
But lately, I have started to see a bit of a, how it is with YouTube. Sometimes certain things can just, go up a bit,
mhm,
which gives a bit of a boost to the channel. I had
mhm.
a video that got like over 7K views recently on a
Ooh.
quite small channel. We're talking, like 60 subscribers, no social media, no marketing, nothing. The thing is, I gained more subscribers. I'm over 100 now than
Mhm.
I've gained for the last year on that channel because let's face it, when you start YouTube, if you do, even though this channel was existing, but it was it was my second gaming channel
Mhm,
where I started to post horror gameplay since I
mhm,
also, and we've talked about this before, as you mentioned, when it comes to separating your content,
mhm.
I did the same
Yeah.
because way too long I had both FPS gameplay and
Mhm.
also a horror gameplay on the same channel, which
Yeah.
is my main channel called For It Splish Splash or Splish.
Mhm.
Thank you, Miss Einar. Appreciate it. Hey, Nalu, by the way, also very much welcome
And
to the
Alu.
stream. Hope you're fine. Thumbs up. No, so with that said, it was quite a fun. And then you start to think, okay, what kind of music was it then? Was it like
Mhm.
a pop song? Was it what was it? No, it was tribal music, tribal
Ooh.
drums, tribal African drum music in my interpretation, so to
Mhm.
speak. I mean, sure, I'm a drummer, I'm a percussionist, but even so, that was kind of cool to see actually. Which
Mm.
means that once again, it almost anything, any genre in a way can be interesting if
Mhm.
it's like something that is appealing
Mhm.
for a larger amount of people. So it's cool to see.
Mhm.
That was
Definitely.
a small detail. I just want to mention it because it's like it surprised me. I was like, I just logged in a few days ago. I was like, what the frack has happened here?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, cool. Because as you know nowadays, I am not. My main goal is not to monetize this channel.
Yeah.
Of course, if that happens along the way,
That's
getting
great.
those 4K views, which I think I have already, but getting the 500 subs
Mhm.
necessary in order to monetize, then fine, that's great.
Mhm.
But that's all cool. Besides that, I had a good rehearsal with the band on Sunday. We had a lot of
Ooh.
fun. We started to check out some partly new songs or old new, I would say. They've been in a bag. We haven't played them for some time, but now with the new keyboardist and everything, that felt nice. Adam got his car back from the workshop, the Pontiac Firebird.
Mhm.
However, that was a bit of an interesting thing. They drove, as I said, it was nice service though because they drove the car to here.
Mhm.
I just walked out on Tuesday, I think, and said hi to the owner of the workshop, and he dropped the car, and then Adam came and picked it up in the evening. Maybe it was Monday even. Monday, yeah. But okay, but Adam felt that something, even though because they fixed the brakes, that's literally what they did, the handbrake,
Mhm.
and also they fixed the brakes overall. The
Mhm.
problem is, so they ordered parts and whatnot.
Yeah.
but there was something that wasn't correct, So
Mm-hmm.
long story short, Adam today sent the picture when the car was picked up by this truck because there was something because when they heard that there was something with the brakes, they didn't want to risk that someone would drive the car all the way through the city out to the area where the workshop is on the other side of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So they picked it up. But again, and of course Adam doesn't have to compensate or pay anything for that. They will do that.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was probably some of the parts that weren't that good that they ordered. So a bit unlucky for Adam. But they have the car now. They're gonna fix that. They know what it is, so it's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the that was the beginning of the week, so to say. Other than that, Black Ops 6, when it comes to Call of Duty, it's around the corner. I got a code from Activision this year again.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny though, because it's like a few years in a row, they sent me code for PlayStation. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't play on console. So I wrote back, like, I say, thank you, but I don't play on PlayStation. And they wrote back, oh, okay, well, we're going to fix that. But can you just confirm that you haven't used the code yet? And I was like, hereby, I confirm that I haven't used the code you sent me. Is that good enough? Click. Yes, yes, yes. Here you have the PC code. But there is a but. We've talked about this. I like Steam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Battle.net. Sorry, Activision Blizzard.
Oh, they sent you
But
the bottleneck nonsense, isn't it?
yes, they did. I have the game now. I have the Vault edition though, so it's a good edition. But it's like the whole freaking thing on Battle.net. And
Oof.
then what I started to, because this is the thing, the game will be released on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
25th. 24th, you can start to play it if you're leaving the US and like South America, I believe. Anywho, another thing with Call of Duty especially, is that it takes so much space on the hard drive.
Yeah.
It's like they only want one game to be on your hard drive, and that's Call of Duty. I
Yeah.
think it was like 200 gigs something plus with both. For some reason, it was ticked in like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 6 and Warzone. I started to no. So I came down to 90, 100 gigs,
Mm-hmm.
but even that is quite a lot. I've
Yeah.
played other games for you. Yeah, you can try that Game Pass. That is, of course, something that is new for a new Call of Duty game this year. Black Ops 6 will be available on Game Pass, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
They did put Modern Warfare 3 that was released a year ago also on Game Pass, so they've done that. But we'll see. So I will come back and, of course, talk about that later on, probably next time we podcast. So, but yeah, and productive. Yeah, I've made some more music, and I have also, since I had the problems with iCloud, we talked softwares and whatnot. I'm not getting too much into that, but it messed up my music library to a certain extent because there was some files that didn't sync
Yeah.
before I turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing this is, you learn by doing things, right? So
Yeah.
I have two backups, one from last year and one from like 1.5 months ago. So I found most of the files for those songs that I could just replace, getting back onto my like hard drive on the actual Mac.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few that aren't there. So I need to go onto iCloud and fix it via a web browser. But as hinted earlier, I'm not sure. I don't understand why it works like that. I think I need to activate like iCloud again on my Mac for a short while when I do that, which doesn't make sense because
Mm-hmm.
if you're on PC, if you're using Dropbox,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. Dropbox is over here.
Yeah.
Your computer's here. Dropbox is here. It shouldn't be like a thing between
Yeah.
the two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've talked enough about those kind of stuff, but that was basically the week. Yeah, 300 gigabytes on Xbox. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, and
It is.
they've actually talked. I saw an article. Activision have been talking about what to say, try to make the files smaller for the games and whatnot, and how to do it, since they now use, because the problem is also, as you know, if you're going to play one of the newer Call of Duty games, you have to download like Call of Duty, which is like the whole hub for everything, if you put it like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then decide. It's like oh, why do you do it like this? It's just very
It's
annoying.
cumbersome. You have to go through too many steps just to get into the game. And I think this is one of the reasons why some people prefer console. And I'm not one of those people. But,
Bro,
but
now me neither. No, but I can understand. Sorry, I'm so into things now because I've also read it was this article about digital versus physical copies.
mhm,
Because you also on Steam, they aren't too how do you say clear about this, but you don't really own the game
yeah,
when it comes to digital copies. If something happens with that game, the publisher, the dev, and the game like goes down, it can be gone. Like
yeah.
that's the difference between having a physical copy and, versus a digital copy. Sorry, my bad.
hmm
Uh,
And that's the
it was
difference.
interesting. It's interesting when you
It
think about it.
it is interesting, and that's also the difference between me pirating your software and not. So like if you take away my thing that I paid for and tell me I don't own it anymore, piracy will be hard. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Fair
like
is
when you
fair.
and I had this discussion when it comes to read and lock stuff. When it comes, for
Yep.
example, a platform like Netflix or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Why the frack do you do? Why do you
Why?
do that? Of course, then
Why?
people would start to pirate.
Mm-hmm. Of
I
course.
mean, I don't know, but I know people who do. So
Exactly. Like yo, no. The thing is though, as well, it's
that
like
didn't land well. Yeah.
you
Okay.
you have to think to yourself, like, who wants to pay for like 50 different subscriptions? No one can afford this. When you consider the amount of subscriptions that there are out there and the potential for how much we would have to spend paying for all these subscriptions, it only makes sense that when, like, for example, like a platform like Netflix or Amazon or whatever, just have your stuff and have it accessible by anyone who's using the platform.
Yeah.
These royalty laws they have for films and stuff like that, where they have different laws in different countries and stuff like that. Come on, man! Like, we're watching the same film. I mean, for the most part,
Exactly, bro. You know.
one thing to fit them all kind of, because even like with Disney themselves have region locking on their own platform for Disney Plus, and it's all their stuff. Like, there's some
Yes.
stuff that's only available on Hulu. Disney owns Hulu. It's like,
Yeah.
why is this why is this a thing? Like,
Yeah.
you own this platform, yet
Mm.
the shows are being licensed out to the BBC or some other platform here in the UK,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
hard
have
to understand.
it's ridiculous, is what it is.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. It has pissed me off many times, to be honest. Yeah. Mm.
Definitely.
No,
So,
but it's interesting knowledge. I'm just going to fill in when it
mhm,
comes to knowledge, when it comes to included Warzone, other things regarding new Call of Duty. There is one thing though. This time around, they don't have this exclusivity kind of thing like a weekend before for PlayStation, and then the next weekend Xbox and PC.
mhm,
They don't have that. Finally, at least.
yeah.
That's that's at least one good thing. Mm, uh, yeah.
Finally,
Yeah, but
they fixed
there you
it.
have. That's the week. That's the week, I believe. We should move on. We almost got into gaming, so I guess maybe that's where we should be at. What do you say?
I'm
What do you
actually thinking film, because people were asking
Okay.
about that Dragon
Oh,
Ball
okay.
stuff before.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Let's go then.
Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's talk about some Dragon Ball Daima. The for those who don't know, I think I think, is it Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira
Uh,
Toriyama, who passed
mm,
away. R.I.P. Akira. He was working on this new Dragon Ball series, this new manga anime series, Dragon Ball Daima,
yeah.
and that aired. It started airing this season, and I have started watching it. And I just
Ah.
want to say, yeah, boy is loving it. Dragon
Ah.
Ball Daima is amazing. It's an 8.0 on my anime list. Your boy's giving it a 10. It's a masterpiece already. Only 2 episodes in, but it's a masterpiece. I'm just saying. So
Bro,
far,
maybe you said platform. What our
Crunchyroll. Sorry, it's on
Crunchyroll. Yeah.
Crunchyroll. So if you want to
Mm.
watch this, Crunchyroll again, shout out to Crunchyroll, the cheapest subscription for viewing stuff these days. It's cheaper than Netflix. It's cheaper than everything else. I think, how much is Crunchyroll
Yeah.
right now? What is the subscription fee? Let me.
Oh, have no idea.
I have the option to gift it to people. How do I shop for gift cards? Let's see what the cost is. Come on, Crunchyroll, show me how much you cost. I
Hello.
think it's like £5 or something, but I'm not sure. Like, it comes out of my like, it comes out like it comes out of my account every month, but I don't know what it is.
It has. What does it say here? Well, of course they have different kind of plans, I guess. Premium.
Premium. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I'm on.
Here, yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's called. I don't know if this is. Wait a second. Yeah,
Are the prices
Crunchyroll.
different for you?
Yeah, pick your premium. Yeah, from what I can see, it's like the lowest one is fan, and that's 85 Swedish kronas, which is like
£8 something.
yeah, £8 something. We can say eight pound, and then you have most popular, which is the mid version, mega fan, which is like 10 quid, and then you have mega fan. What's the difference here?
That's when you pay for the year. You pay for the year.
Yeah,
you
for
pay
the
for the
year. That's like 1,000 Swedish kronas. So
That's
maybe
100 quid.
100 plus quid, something like that.
Don't sign up for Crunchyroll if you live in Sweden. Let me sign up for you because it's £5.99 a month for us here for the mega plan. The fan is £4.99 and the year is £59.99, which is 60 quid annually for it. And what it includes for the mega fan, because I believe we have the mega fan, is that you get 4 devices that can watch at the same time. You can view offline, which I used a lot on my trips for the holidays going to Sweden and Malta and so forth. I just downloaded a lot of anime on my phone and I watched it. And actually on the coach ride back from yours, when you and Isaac dropped me off at the airport or at the coach, the bus stop.
Yeah, the bus station, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I immediately as I got in there, I turned on anime on Crunchyroll on my phone because that's how it works. So you also have access to their Game Vault, which I don't really care for. I don't play games on those things. That thing does like mobile games, and then you get some discounts.
There. Yeah.
It's there. So it's mostly about the offline viewing and the 4 screens is what's most important on there. And at that price,
they have a week trial too for each tier, so to say, if you guys want to know. So yeah.
you do. I would say if you can afford it, probably and you live in the UK right now, I'd say probably buy the year subscription and probably see if you can buy 2 or 3 consecutive years in advance, because you never know with these subscription companies, they're going to raise the prices at some point. So better to just, show yourself up with like 3-4 years of subscription. So you're good. You don't have to think about it for the next 3-4 years. So when they inevitably raise the price, you're good. Because Microsoft used to have the same thing with the Xbox 360 and then they raised the prices. And then, the people who'd bought in early, like I remember Tim had bought in early, he was swimming nicely. My guy was like, yep, I'm good. So shout out to Crunchyroll on that. But back to the Dragon Ball DAIMA, right? Dragon Ball DAIMA is amazing. Now, this is Dragon Ball DAIMA. The storyline behind it is generally, for those who follow Dragon Ball, this starts literally right after the Buu saga. So anyone who knows Dragon Ball, literally as the Buu saga ends, DAIMA begins. So it's sort of like this sort of weird space where it's kind of in between, I guess in between Z and Super. Is kind of the consensus of it, because you don't have Super Saiyan Blue and all this sort of like other stuff in there, right? But then the cool thing is that Goku and Vegeta and the entire cast, not just them, everyone, Krillin, Android 18, Yamcha, everyone has been turned into kids. So there's this sort of like in Dragon Ball, they have different realms, and in the demon realm, there's this sort of like real bad guy who's decided that he does not want to he doesn't want to be stopped by Goku and them, because he believes they'll be able to beat him. So he wishes on the Dragon Balls that they will be kids, so that they'll be weaker and he can defeat them. So everyone in the Z Fighters, they've been turned into kids. Sorry, what's this? It starts after the Broly Super movie, technically. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. So generally speaking, you get this cool sort of thing whereby they're basically kids again, and you get Goku as a kid with that pole he has. I think it's the power pole, I think he calls it. And you have a kid Vegeta, and it's Dragon Ball with a whole new adventure to it. And I think that's what Dragon Ball was growing up. It was this sort of this magical adventure following Goku and his friends that he made along the way and all this sort of stuff. And so you have Goku going to this new world. He goes to the new world on his own initially. So he goes, the rest of the Z Fighters are supposed to come meet him later. It's kind of the same sort of like premise as when they went to Namek, everyone confident on the ship, blah, 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 whatever have you. And then they sort of split up and they're supposed to get back together later. So you've got Goku go into this new world and he's going by himself. It's just him. I think it's one of the Kais and this new guy who's taking them, the Power Pole, correct. And generally, he is going on this new adventure. He's going to make new friends. They're going to have new characters. And Goku's going to be a kid again. I'm just excited. Like, honestly, you guys don't know this about me. Those of you who don't know this about, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Like, I've always been a huge Dragon Ball fan. It's probably one of my first anime I started watching. Is what got me into anime was Dragon Ball. And seeing this, like, come back where it's sort of like, because Dragon Ball Z and, Super and GT and all this sort of stuff, they've sort of got this, like, the power level things and everyone's super ridiculously powered and stuff like that. There are very little stakes in it. Now, it feels like the stakes have gone back up. You've got the adventure in it. Like, they're going to different worlds because Super was more like a tournament arc kind of show. It was just, let's fight bigger, badder guys in Super. That was basically what it was. There was no adventure to it. Dragon Ball Daima seems to be taking it back to the adventure. It's taking it back to the roots. This is what Dragon Ball fans want. This is what I believe Dragon Ball fans want because I'm a Dragon Ball fan and I want this. This is amazing. So it's so far so good. It is absolutely amazing. I'm loving Goku. I'm loving Chibi Vegeta, Chibi Bulma, Chibi Krillin, and for Kid Trunks and those guys, they've turned into babies. But it's fun. Honestly, Dragon Ball Daima, awesome.
Sounds good.
8.0.
I gotta fill in. Just quickly because I didn't know that this is the 6th animated part in the Dragon Ball's media series.
Yes,
and it's the second and the last one, as you were starting to talk about, that is made by the franchise creator himself, which is Akira Toriyama, and he died in March this year. I didn't know that it was it's like.
So soon, so recently.
Yeah, so soon, so recently. Yeah, okay.
It was it was quite a shock for the fan base, but honestly, I think this is just an amazing thing that for him to leave this behind, this sort of legacy of not just the legacy of all that he's done in the series, but just a new series that we can get to enjoy the same way I guess that we enjoyed the original. And not just that too, but if you've got kids and who are growing up right now and being able to watch something like this as they grow up, amazing. Granted, I would highly recommend if you're a kid, do not start with this.
It sounds like
start with the original. Yeah. Start from Dragon Ball. Watch your way through Dragon Ball. Go straight into Z. Then after Z, you start this. I think that's the way you want to do it. You want to watch it in that order, so that way you can truly appreciate it the proper way it should be appreciated. So Dragon Ball Daima easily is absolutely amazing. I'm watching it this anime season in Japanese because there's no English dub for it right now, and I'm loving it. And I can highly recommend it. This fall is going to be amazing. I don't want it to end. I want to keep watching this. I can't wait for the next episode that's going to drop. Because
are they dropping once a week or
it's once a week? It's simulcast with Japan, so it's once a week we're getting the episodes, and I've been watching along every week with the episodes and enjoying them. So if you guys want to know more, I will. I won't be talking about it per se in subsequent episodes of this podcast. But if you want to have conversations with me about it while I'm talking about other stuff in the podcast, you can come into the episode and leave a comment and I'll share my opinion briefly, as briefly as possible about it. But I love it. I love this Dragon Ball Daima series, and it is great. It is absolutely great. I can't say any more than that. Enjoy.
You were about actually to say also something. I interrupted you a bit. Also, I did that now, but that was just to make sure that because you were saying something about the maybe not reviews, but some score points or something like that.
It's a 10. So it's an 8.09 on my anime list. I give it a 10. Honestly, it's a 10. It's 2 episodes in, but it's a 10. I can't wait for episode 3. I don't think they can ruin this for me because Akira Toriyama is doing this, and he's doing it in his classic style with classic characters, and the art style looks gorgeous, and it's a whole new world for them to explore, and a whole lot of new sort of like stuff added to the Dragon Ball mythos, and especially right now with this new Dragon Ball game that dropped as well that is selling amazingly.
Exactly.
Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Sparking Zero, which is doing really really well. Shout out to that game as well. It's great. It's a really good time to be a Dragon Ball fan right now. Just because
Yeah.
you've got a great game to play and you've got this great series to watch at the same time. Whew! It's a good time to be a Dragon Ball
That's
fan.
awesome. I would say it's quite rare, isn't it? I
It
mean,
is.
wow, good game, and also good series regarding like the universe, if you will, because usually, I mean, I've talked about like Halo and the Halo series that also was like dismissed. Wasn't good enough, and the same with the new Star Wars. Okay, we're not going to get into acolytes. Just don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Whew, getting oh, just getting headache thinking about it. But yeah, that
Ooh,
sounds good, man. I'm happy. It's good. It's
it's amazing.
yeah, yeah. Do you want to add something more to
No,
when
no,
it comes to
definitely.
the
That's Dragon Ball Daima. Anyone else wants to say anything about it, you can drop it in the comment section. But I think with that, Raj, I kind of want to know what you've been watching though. Have you been watching Dragon Ball
yeah?
Daima as well, and you just didn't tell me, or oh no?
Maybe I have.
I know what you've been
Maybe I
watching.
have Crunchyroll nowadays. Not.
You've got
No,
a
I don't.
service.
But you got me curious. I mean, I like Dragon Ball. It's not that I don't. I mean, I'm aware. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know like what you know, but I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I played one game, but that was a long time ago. But anywho, no, I haven't watched Dragon Ball. I watched some other stuff. Actually, when I was sitting here, when I send to you what I will talk about,
Yeah.
then I realized, wait, there was something else I did watch that I wanted to talk about, but I
Mm-hmm.
might save that until next week. And
Ooh.
then maybe you can remind me, or
Text it to
maybe,
me. Text it to me,
yeah,
and I'll put it into the because I've already made the banner and everything scheduled for
yeah,
next week. I'll
yeah.
just
Let's
dump it in
do
there.
this. Yeah, I'm
So
putting it. I've texted to you right now. So,
okay.
so I want to continue to talk about a series. Yeah, we're giving you guys some good series to watch. Because as Q said, yes, Dragon Ball sounds very interesting on Crunchyroll. I
Hmm.
think you can watch that series also on Netflix, right?
Well, Dragon Ball, yeah,
Or
I
yeah,
think Dragon Ball is on other stuff, but to get the whole for Daima, I think
yeah,
for me right now it's on Crunchyroll. Maybe it's on different platforms in different regions because
yeah.
as
I
we
was
spoke
just
about
thinking if people to have an option. Either way, Crunchyroll, great.
Crunchyroll, great.
But I have been watching not an animated series, but something that I have to say is it's one of the best series I watched in a long time. It
Hmm.
has really gotten to me. As you were enthusiastic and said, "Oh, I'm waiting for the next episode." That's how I feel when it comes to the Penguin
Ooh.
uh, on Max.
Hmm.
This is really, really good.
Hmm.
This is what I believe they should have made a movie around
Hmm.
instead of making Joker 2 the way they've done it. I mean, the first one was great, the first Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Uh, but this series is really, really good. And I have mentioned before, I know, but now I'm far into it.
Hmm.
I'm really like deep into the series. And Colin Farrell is just he's taking it away. He's doing it so well. It's so good.
Hmm.
And I can't stress that enough. And I also like the way that the dynamic between some of the actors and mainly us, of course, when it comes to Collins, us meaning the
Hmm.
penguin, and also Sofia Falcone, which is
Hmm.
another like big name in the series. It's she's played by Christine Milotti or Miliotti.
Hmm.
She's really good as well. I like this series and I highly recommend it. This
Hmm.
is good Gotham City villain gangster series.
Hmm.
If you like that kind of stuff, I highly recommend it. I hope he get a recognition for this, Colin, like a prize or something. But
Hmm.
because the way he's doing it, it's just freaking brilliant. Uh, 8 episodes so far, I believe.
Hmm.
I've seen them all, and I'm just longing for the next one. That's basically it. That's, I guess, everything that's needed to say. I mean, as I think I said when I believe I mentioned that I started to watch this series, is that it follows the events of the Batman movie from 2022, right?
Hmm.
So where we also saw Colin briefly, at least a bit in the movie as the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
So he's, it's a fight about the power, seize the reins of the crime world in Gotham. So that's basically what's going on. So The Penguin, highly recommend it. If you can get hold of it, watch it. Good
And
stuff.
here in the UK, I'd need a subscription with Now TV to watch it, which is one other subscription. This is with Sky, so Sky Atlantic. Man, there's so many subscription services, man. It's like subscription after subscription. When will it end?
Now, exactly. That is. You and I talked about that before. We narrowed down a bit when it comes to our subscriptions as well, because you can't have too many platforms.
And
After some while, it goes a bit in periods as well.
yeah.
Like right now there aren't much that I'm watching on Amazon, even though Amazon is a good platform,
Mhm.
one of the better ones. But it's been quite a lot of Macs for
Mhm.
me, to be honest. Have found some stuff I like there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the TV.
That's the TV. Let's talk about some video games. So I'll start with, for those of you that haven't already figured it out, I've been playing eFootball this week, and I've played a lot of other football games as well. I've also played quite a lot of that again, the game that Roger recommended, the one that you played as well, the
Strinova,
which it's down right now because I think the demo's period is over.
Exactly.
So
You know what? I just want to mention that all the 3 games that was in a playtest,
Mhm.
like FPS games that I was trying out, I made videos about them.
Mhm.
Both Strinova, Fragpunk,
Mhm.
and also Delta Force.
Mhm.
They ended at the same day. It was
the
like,
horrors. The horrors.
okay, bye
I can't wait till Strinova comes back, but I want to shout
Same.
this thing. I hope my account
We're
stays the
gonna
same.
play then, definitely. We have to
should.
do that.
We definitely should. Because I claimed a lot of cool stuff in there. I hope they don't like take it away. I got that Rose outfit, that character with the Rose scar.
I have it too. Unfortunately, that will be the case. There are a few things that will carry over, but not like you have to unlock the characters again.
God damn it.
Yes. But at the same time, as I say in my latest video regarding Strinova, I made a new one again. I could hold back. I just say that, well, the good thing though is that it's not a tedious grind.
Yeah.
It goes quite fast. They've done a lot of good things with that game so far. And it's going to be interesting to see how it will be received, It's going to be released between October and somewhere like before the new year. So,
yes, so we'll be back in there soon.
Yeah, we'll be back there.
We'll definitely be back in there. So other than that, I have been playing a few other games. I have played a bit of Inazuma 11 Strikers. No, Victory Road. Played a bit of that. I've played a bit of Soccer Story. Now, when I say I played a bit, I haven't played a lot of these games. I've just jumped in, captured some footage, and jumped back out because I'm working on a video that involves all of them. I haven't really delved into these games properly yet. But mainly I've been playing a bit of different football games, and this is all because of that new YouTube channel that I said that I've put together. So I've been working on footage and stuff for that channel at the same time as some other stuff that I'm working on. So mainly my gaming has been eFootball, which since the last update, it has been absolutely frustrating to play the game. I'm not having as much fun with it.
Again.
They've ruined it. Konami has done the Konami.
Come on.
It's like you can't have a good thing with these guys. So
what have they done? Like, give an example. What's going on?
For example,
again, or?
it's mechanical. So for example, let's say like someone passes a ball to one of your players, right? And it's high up in the air. These are supposed to be like pro players, so they're all top. And the ball comes down, and the player traps the ball, and you've already pressed for the player to pass the ball to someone else. What tends to happen in this is that sometimes the player just flops the ball, like they take an extra touch, and this is what, despite the fact that your players are fully leveled up, they've got all these extra stats and all these different things to do what they're supposed to do, but they're just not doing it.
Wow.
As well as the fact that sometimes they're just misplacing passes, like you pass the ball and ends up somewhere else on the field to the wrong player.
Oh, okay.
It's just quite sloppy the way it plays. It plays quite sloppy and not very refined. It feels off. There's input delay. Sometimes you press the button to do the thing, and you can see it's charged up on the screen. I think I've recorded footage on the PS5 when I was playing it on the PS5, and I charged up a pass or something. And I'm looking at it, Rog, like the bar is full. I've let go of the button. The guy collects the ball and he's just standing there with it. And then the opposition runs up and takes it. I'm like, what the frack is going on here? Like, this makes no sense. Who does this? So They have
Ah,
utterly ruined the feel of the game. I've had to change my entire play style and so forth. I mean, there's gonna be they usually do server updates on Thursdays, so I don't know if they're gonna tweak the gameplay tonight. Tomorrow, like Wednesday into Tuesday morning. I don't know if they'll do it tonight, and then it'll probably be a little bit better. But 4.1 is a terrible update. It's not fun, and it's not just me. I've been literally, from other YouTubers who've covered it to people I've played with and played against, just saying, "Oh my god, it's horrible." One guy I played against earlier, he texted me in after the match because one of the big things I have to say about the Xbox is that people on the Xbox tend to talk to each other. So on PlayStation, if you play a game against someone on PlayStation, most people don't text each other on PlayStation. It's like you've played with them. Unless you're my friend already, I'm probably not going to talk to you. On the Xbox, it's just one click away. Just click, boom. You pull up the Xbox Live and you can send them a message. And people do it.
Yeah.
People consistently talk to each other on Xbox. So at the end of a game, someone might send you a GG, or if you've beaten them terribly, they'll probably say, "Oh, you're a cheat" or whatever have you. One guy he curses you out in Italian. I've had that guy.
There we go. Some trash talk.
Trash talk. Sometimes you get cursed in Italian, and you have to Google Translate it to know that he's cursing you in Italian. But generally speaking, people communicate on Xbox. And the thing is that I've been talking to people. One guy messaged me and he's like, middle of the match, he sends me a message. He's like, "Are you on Wi-Fi?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, at the end of the match, he's just like, I just sent him a message. I was like, "Mate, like this is the worst the game has ever been." And he's like, "I know, like it's just terrible. Like a lot of input delay. I couldn't do anything." I was like, "Mate, same thing. I mean, I won the match." But trust me when I say I did not win the match on pure skill or like it was the best game. No, it was just horrible. It felt horrible. I just happened to be the lucky one out of him and me. That was literally it.
That feeling. Okay, yeah, that's a bit weird. I hope they. Well, what is the what is the purpose of this? I ask.
I don't know.
I mean, nah, it's hard to know. I hope it will. Well, they won't pull back the updates probably, but hopefully we'll. Regarding the new channel, then, because I start to wonder, maybe you should you should just have football, not really like one game around one game.
Oh, it's labeled simply eFootball. I tried labeling it.
That's probably good.
I tried naming it
You know what I mean? So
it's more football stuff. I tried naming it simply football at first, but there were other people using that name, and I just figured,
okay.
because I wanted the at with the name,
Yes.
I could have just named it simply football, and I could have simply football 1 or 2 or whatever, but I don't want that. So I went with simply eFootball because at simply eFootball wasn't taken. So I went with that just for the naming, branding kind of stuff. So it's got the name. It's simply football, and the channel trailer explains that I'll be covering a bunch of different football games from UFL, which is that up and coming new football game that's not made by Konami or EA. I will try out EAFC on their platform at some point. I'll probably just get their subscription for like a month and just try it out and give an analysis on that game as well as all the other football games that I've spoken about: Inazuma 11, Captain Tsubasa, Soccer Story, and then there's a bunch of indie football games on Steam that are just really cool. They're just classic, easy to play, not very complex. And they're like couch games that you can just pick up with your kids or your spouse or your friends and just play at home. So
exactly, yeah.
Generally, that's gonna be.
That's good. That sounds like you have been planning this. I hear that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. So it's all done and dusted. So yeah, I just need to put up the put up the stuff. So I'll, because you guys are here regularly and we talk on the podcast, I'll give you guys a heads up as to the videos I've worked on for this right now. So the first video is going to be an Inazuma 11 video talking about this, like why I think Inazuma 11 is like the perfect Blue Lock game. So Blue Lock, the football anime, I've sort of making a comparison between the two. So that video, I've recorded audio, I've written the script. That's the one I was working on today. That's going to be up. And then I'm also working on one that it's also related to Blue Lock, which is Konami and Blue Lock did a collaboration last year, and or earlier this year I think they did it, where they put a bunch of Blue Lock characters, like superimpose them onto real football players, and they were in the game, and they had like a special boost and all this sort of stuff. And I decided are these cards still viable? Because, you know, they came out at one point in time. The season 2 Blue Lock is out right now and it's going great. Is it still viable to play with these cards with all the new cards that they've put into the game, these newer, better cards? And so I put together a team full of these Blue Lock players, and I was like, which is the footage you're seeing on the screen actually is that team. And generally the idea was like, can you still use these Blue Lock players in a team right now and have them still be competitive? And I came to a conclusion, some of the players, yes. Some of the Blue Lock players, you can still use them. They're amazing. They're really fun to play with. Some of them, no, you can absolutely not use them. And I have a list in front of me. I'm not going to, you guys can't see this list. It's tiny.
No. We shouldn't see it.
So I've ranked them in the order in which I think the best to the worst.
Cool. That's good. That's nice.
And I've also, the criteria, how I tested to see if they're viable. I played ranked matches and it was best of 5. If I won more than I lost in the best of 5 with this Blue Lock team, then the players are viable. And spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it yet, when it goes up, I won more than I lost. So okay. Some of the players are viable. Some I had to completely drop. Some of them, like literally, if I kept them in the team, I would have lost more. But generally speaking, you can use some of these guys in your main teams and do well in it. So that video is gonna go up and people can see it. I plan to work on a few others as well, kind of like teaching people about football who've never really played it. And then just talking about, you know, the games as well, like different stuff that you can, you know, improve yourself in the games and all that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of the general idea and line that the videos are going to be on the channel. So you guys can look forward to that. Those two videos I talked about already, they're already filmed. So the Blue Lock one, that's filmed. The one connecting to Indian Simulum and the Blue Lock one connecting to eFootball, that's already filmed as well. They're literally just sitting on my drive. It's just to edit and it's out of the way. So
it's cool because what you could also do if you want to later on is to, you know, what I've done on my channel once in a while is to go back and play older games like you know, it's
classic
like
football games. Yeah,
exactly. I think you should do that because maybe how is Pro Evolution Soccer 2012 doing? No, I'm just, you know. Oh, you just. I think Elvis left the building.
Check this out. So I picked this up. This is Pro Evolution Soccer 5.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. I have that too.
Classic.
Yeah,
So
I could no, that's what I meant.
Definitely.
You should have make a series later, like classical, you know, stuff like that.
I think that'd be super cool. I think so.
Yeah. To think about it, keep it into the back of your head.
Already thought about it. Let's do it.
Feel out to Nalo that when you talked about Mech Warrior 3, but also Mech Warrior 5 Clans, I've thought about that game. I haven't had time to try, but I hear you when it comes to being nice and all that beautiful stuff. Because Nalo is also sarcasm. What about FIFA then, Q?
Well, FIFA doesn't exist anymore. It's called FC, which I did mention that. So I will be talking about FC. And for Football Manager, I would love to give Football Manager a try as well because I've heard so many good things about it. The only thing is, I have to be careful when I get into Football Manager because that game requires a lot. But I could give maybe I do a video where it's like, you know, like 12 hours with Football Manager. So I spend 12 hours with it, and I tell you what I think after 12 hours of playing the game.
Exactly, stuff like that. Yeah. That could be something
interesting to sort of mess about with. And also, I'll be doing live streams on the channel. So when I want to play eFootball and I want to just have, which Nalu you've seen, I have streamed a few times already on the channel. So when I want to stream some eFootball, I will pop in and I'll stream on there. I will have a eFootball sort of like schedule on there for streaming. So you guys can come in and watch me grind trying to get into Division 1 or playing for the eFootball World Cup or whatever have you. As I said, like right now the game is infuriating, as well as the fact I am a part of this Discord. So I've mentioned this before on the podcast with a bunch of eFootball players that I've met on the Xbox, and we play this tournament together. It's like our own little Premier League, and we have fun and we hang out together in there. And what I plan to do is stream my matches against the guys in the server. So when I play against them, I plan to stream it, and you guys can check that out as well. They're quite interesting guys to play against. One of them I came up against while recording this event, and it was annoying he won. It was because I scored against him in the first half, and I was just like, that username looks familiar, right?
Okay.
And then I messaged and I said, wait, is that you? You know, that I'm playing against. And then at the end of the game, he was like, "GG, bro," because I like he won 3-2. It was a tough match. He played a great game, and it was fun. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shout out to that. That's the legendary monk. I think that's his name in the server. He also streams on Twitch, so you guys can. I don't know how to spell his Twitch name right now, but so at some point I'll probably share it, or you'll see it in a video and you can check it out. So generally, yeah, that's kind of been. It's kind of been it. That's the gaming.
Cool.
It's eFootball. LeBlair. Rog, what have
Yeah.
you been playing?
Yeah, up until Monday, apparently. I still played some. I still played Fragpunk. I mentioned the game, upcoming shooter with hero shooter with a twist. Kind of a quite good game, actually.
Ooh,
Interesting. I gotta keep my eye on it. And of course, Strinova, as we were talking about, this
yes.
anime shooter that I've done now 2 videos about. Yeah, we'll
Waifu
see how
shooter.
that lands. Yeah, it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And also Delta Force, which
Mm-hmm.
is a free-to-play upcoming Battlefield-like shooter. You might have heard of it. I
Mm-hmm.
made 2 videos about that too. It's I didn't play so much the second play test. It wasn't really that much new content. It was more like for a wider audience. That game will be open beta from 5th of December.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the date coming out, so it's going to be interesting because it's like a gap when it comes to. I mean, it won't be like a new Battlefield game when it comes to EA and Dice until late 2025, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be something in between at least. And that game is interesting because it has both, which Battlefield don't have, but both the Battlefield-like games,
Mm-hmm.
bigger maps with vehicles and infantry, but also an extraction game. Uh, or game mode, which is a thing. I mean, we talked about it nowadays in my world when it comes to shooters. It's a lot of extraction shooters, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of hero shooters, and it's really like, oh god, I mean, I'm so kind of tired. It's like how it was like 5-6 years ago when everybody would do a battle royale game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like that. But no, I have been after that. I just saw that's good. Also, again with Steam, when it comes to wish list and things like that, you get a mail and okay, look, check this out. It's online. It's like up and running. This game.
Mm-hmm.
I played a game. I think I made a video about more than a year ago. I also streamed it a bit. It feels a bit like playing Call of Duty Mobile, but this is another kind of a mobile game that has been ported well over to PC, and I think it's coming to console. Is it on console?
Mm-hmm.
But it's called Bloodstrike, and I got
Bloodstrike.
notification that okay, it's up on Steam now because
Mm-hmm.
this was only downloaded via their website and using the launcher.
Mm-hmm.
However, I went onto Steam and like store Bloodstrike, and then a
Wow.
completely other game showed up. It was like what? Because they've changed the name on another game, like a Chinese CS kind of looking game.
Mm-hmm.
So it disappeared for some time. I don't know why they did that, but now, like today or yesterday, no, yesterday, sorry, I found it again on Steam. So yes, it is released on Steam. It's called Bloodstrike. It is also as Call of Duty Mobile, quite comparable in a way because you both have like respawn game modes, team deathmatch and like a hardpoint game mode, if you will, but also battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually quite fun. It
Mm-hmm.
plays pretty well, looks pretty okay too for being what it is, so to
Mm-hmm.
say. Of course, free to play. Some mixed reviews I see on Steam. It's developed and published by NetEase Games. I know there's some criticism when it comes to using the Tencent. What's the name of it? It's the kernel-based anti-cheat system because, as you know, kernel-based anti-cheat it attacks the actual computer
Mm-hmm.
that has the cheats, and there is a kind of a frightening thought that it might open up for it to be spread then onto your own computer and things like that. It's not going on like on the actual like algorithm through a normal kind of anti-cheat in an online game. It's more actually in the actual computer. So I've read so many articles about kernel-based anti-cheat systems.
Mm-hmm.
Never had any problems though. There are a few other games I played with those kind of anti-cheat. However, the game is quite fun to play. I downloaded it and played again. Early access game on Steam. So if you guys want some pew pew action and don't want to pay anything for anything, then you can check out Bloodstrike. You know,
Okay.
pretty okay. Yeah.
Looks interesting. I got
Yeah,
the same.
it's like I said, it's not something I will play like all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
once in a while, I guess.
Definitely. It's a saturated market, but yeah, you could pop in every now and then. It's
Yeah.
if you have nothing else to play.
Yeah, but those games, it's good. It's like what you said when it comes to alternatives regarding football games,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
definitely.
think this is important. It's so important for the overall development that there are still like, there are games coming out that are, it's indie games. It doesn't have to be that fancy pants. It can just be you sitting in the couch playing with a friend or a family member or whatever have you. So I think that's great. And I think this is, of course, a bit, how should I put it? It's a bit more advanced. It has everything there. It's the monetization, everything. So it has been around for some time.
Hmm.
I have no idea how it is when it comes to the player base. And this is typically one of those games, also, I have to say, that you play against AI, like bots, quite far up. I think you have to reach like level 10
Hmm.
or something before you actually start to meet like real players. You
Wow.
play with real players, but you play against bots until you reach that level. It's I think it's a bit too long.
Yeah.
I don't mind the concept of having that, like when you start maybe up to level 5 or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
3, 5. I don't know, but yeah, it's a bit long, kind of.
It is quite long. I think
You
in
know.
eFootball they do it up to I think level 8. So
Mm-hmm.
or Division 8. You get to
Yeah.
Division 8 and then they start letting you play against actual people. So
Yeah.
if you
Right.
Division 9 and 10, you play bots. That's
Ah.
basically it.
Okay. Okay.
So
A
yeah.
bit similar.
A bit similar, yeah, definitely. That being said, Nalu's question about should you get Dragon Ball, not Dragon, yeah, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for the Xbox or the PC on Steam. You you have an Xbox obviously, but you can't play it on your PC currently right now. Nalu, I don't know if you have a Steam Deck. If you do have a Steam Deck, I would say still get it for Steam, and then you can always fix your PC later. If you have an Xbox and you just want to jump in and just do the Dragon Ball stuff, that's cool and all. I just think it's future proof buying games for the Xbox. For the Steam, because Steam Deck has it's awesome, you know. So having the option to play games on the Steam Deck is a huge boost for me. That's my personal thing. So let me actually see if it's possible to play that on the Steam Deck. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Is that Steam Deck verified? Let's see. It is unknown. I don't know if it's verified for the Steam Deck. Let me Google search if Sparking Zero Steam Deck. Because I think Nalo has a Steam Deck. So let's see Steam Deck. There's a YouTube video of someone playing it. I'll just click that really quickly like. Oh, it's playing in my ears. Stop playing. All right, I just muted it. All right, cool. Let me just see. It's working. There's a guy playing it on the Steam Deck. It looks like it's working fine. He
No,
is.
that's good then.
It's doable. He's got footage of him playing the game. It looks good. It looks good on the Steam Deck. It looks playable. You've got all the characters and everything. The stages look fine, and it seems to be 60 frames. Like it looks fast. So, I would say for me personally, if I were you and I had a Steam Deck and I had but I wouldn't buy it for 90 something on the PC though. If it's 87 on the Xbox, why don't you check one of those sales websites? There's always a sales website that sells. You can buy an Xbox key for sorry, no Xbox, a Steam key for less than the official price. So go check out maybe one of those sales websites, maybe like CD Keys or Green Man Gaming, or one of them may have a key for it, and that should sort you out. I think that's what I would do. So yeah, go check it out on
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have a look and see if I'm seeing it for $45.99 on CD Keys. That's the standard edition. Deluxe is $64.99. Ultimate is $68.99. So yeah, it's cheaper on CD Keys. Check CD Keys. They've got it, and you can probably just Google a few more options. There are a few more you can check out. So yeah, definitely big. My recommendation is grab it for PC. Always go for PC. You future-proof yourself that way.
I would say the same.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sorry, downside of the Steam Deck is you can only other Steam Decks. I'm assuming you meant only play against other Steam Decks. Well, no, you can play against anyone on PC. So
yes.
And you can play on the Steam Deck. But that being said, I think we've got a show, Raj, haven't we?
We have. It's time for our nightly walk.
Our nightly walk. Yes, I will be taking a walk as well.
It is time. It is time.
It's raining outside. That's the thing I've been having.
Okay.
I can actually hear thunder coming from outside, bro.
Oh, really? Okay. But is it raining as well, or?
Actually, no, it's not thunder. It's fireworks. Sorry.
Okay. Well, then maybe safe, maybe good. Yeah.
Yeah, just fireworks. I think maybe
yeah.
someone's celebrating something. So yeah, I think I'll take a walk. It's kind of chilly outside. So
I will do the same. But with that said, yeah, we're gonna end things here. Thank you guys for being here, as always, for the support, for listening, for interacting and chatting and all that beautiful stuff. I hope you have enjoyed. You got, as always, some good tips when it comes to gaming, and also some good TV series to check out if you want to. With that said, take care now. Stay healthy. Be a good lad and a good lady and whatnot. And talk to you in a week from now. So take care, my friends, and muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. Thank you very much for those of you who came along for the podcast. Those who are new here, hope you guys enjoyed it and you subscribed and you liked the podcast and share it with people. Those who are, you guys know who you are, the veterans, the ones who are here every week. I hope you guys had an enjoyable episode. Hopefully you've shared it with more people and you've enjoyed the episode and all that kind of stuff. I know you guys have already liked it, so I don't have to say that, but hopefully you share it with more people, your neighbors, your friends, your dog, your Xbox, if your Xbox hasn't watched it yet. But generally speaking, hopefully you guys are having a great time. Nalu, if I could share the rain, I would. And so with that, generally speaking, it has been a good episode. If you want to find Roger, he's at 40 Splish Splash, that's known 40 SPLISHSPLASH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct, Raj?
Yes.
That is correct. For those who want to check out Roger's YouTube channel that has the music on it that he spoke about earlier, that is it BB Music, is it, Raj?
Yes, exactly. It's
B as
like
in
this.
With like
I'm
a honeybee.
So
it's BEE Music. Go check him out on YouTube. Check out the song. Check out the music. Enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't. Nalu has already subscribed. He just mentioned, because I shared it in the chat while you were talking. He's a champ. So those of you who haven't subscribed to this yet, go subscribe. Give it some love. Listen to some good music. Maybe use it while you're going for your walks. It'll be nice. And generally speaking, you can find me at LP Gardens, LPGRDIN, Garden.eu, pretty much everywhere else. Of course, you will find me as well on Simply eFootball and all the other YouTube accounts and stuff that I have around there. You'll find them linked here somewhere on the channel. But generally speaking, you'll find me online and you can check me out. I don't have a stream schedule yet, but I plan.
By the way, is your channel, when it comes to the eFootball, is it live yet?
It is. It's live.
Okay.
I've done live streams on it already, so it is live.
I need to subscribe to
yes,
that.
I will send you the link. So,
please do so.
So you may check it out. And
have to do it.
definitely. So I will grab that link in a second. I don't even think I'm subscribed to it. I'm not subscribed to it with this account. I think with the account for Simply Binge, I don't think I'm subscribed to it for some reason, which is weird because I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not subscribed to it. This is ridiculous.
You see?
Damn.
Hello.
Me own channel, man. Me own channel. I betrayed it.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna switch this now. Let me just see. It says Simply Football here. Yeah, I'm not subscribed to it. Oh my god, I've given it a subscribe. And I'm just going to post it in the chat and give it to you, Raj.
Thank you.
So those who want to check it out, you can. Some of you already know it, so you've already subscribed. I know Nalu's already subscribed. I saw his name pop up when I was streaming. So
I will subscribe.
Yeah, so I've dumped it there so you guys can find Simply Football there. I do plan to put like a football in the logo as well, but I will work on how I'm gonna put that in there. I want maybe behind the letter and I put a ball.
Yeah, that could be something. Actually, yes.
makes it more iconic. So
Yeah.
I will do that in future. But yes, generally speaking, Simply Football. Go subscribe, give it some like. Check out the videos will be coming. You can still watch the live stream. There's a recording of the last stream I did, and there's the welcome video on top. So if you go on the channel and you go into lives, you will see the last stream that I did on the channel for eFootball, which I was playing for the eFootball World Cup. But generally, that being said, thank you very much for those of you who came by. As always, you can as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss on any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like to subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, guys, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Simply Binge coming elsewhere, and we're still coming like that we're giving away for free. So as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. It's a wrap. And that is the episode. Love alert. We're going for a walk.
Rep.
Yeah. Man, bro, have you ever like used a deodorant and it irritated your skin, and then you feel like you have to change deodorant now?
Yes, it's rare, but it has happened.
It's happening to me now.
It wasn't too long ago, to be honest, just a few months.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking armpit irritation.
Yeah, it's like irritation. Like I bought the deodorant. I've been using this deodorant. It's something that I shouldn't say bought. It's been in our linen cupboard, and my deodorant ran out, and I started using this other deodorant, and now I've got this irritation underneath my armpits, and I'm suspecting it's that. That's the only thing I can think of right now that could have caused it. So either I'm gonna have to switch deodorant or something because it's irritating.
Yeah, usually the best thing to do is just to not use anything for a couple of days. Just wash with water and soap, and it's gonna be most likely over in a few days.
I'm gonna smell like an armpit though.
I know, bro.
You know who smells like an armpit? Zavi. He comes in all the time. He came in today. Comes over to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Dad?" Comes in. He walks in to tell me good afternoon, and I'm here sitting in this chair, and he's like about, I don't know, like 5 feet away from me, and I could smell him coming in. I'm like, I say, mate, do you have on deodorant? Can you smell yourself? He's like, oh yeah, on the way home, I wear my jacket, I'm sweating and stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mate, no. Rub yourself on a flower on the way home, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
teenagers, man, teenagers. Anyway, that being said, we are still not off the air, so let me do that, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.